What's up and happy mental push-up Monday, baby. We here. If this is your first time joining, my name is Andrea Fitzgerald. I'm an author, speaker, educator, and also a person really obsessed with personal growth and development. So on this channel, we get in the gym and we build off our greatness. And we do our mental push-ups because the most challenging and rewarding work that we will ever do is on ourselves. So today I got a question for you. Are you honoring the gift? So I thought about this idea. I thought about my time as a classroom teacher. And I remember when I first started that I would often look at other teachers and I would try to be just like them. But it obviously didn't work out well. But I specifically thought about, I had been teaching for a while, and my brother is extremely organized. Me and my sister and him were cracking up about this the other day. But he's like I said, he's very organized. So I decided that I was going to try to do what he did in terms of organization in his class, because he had these binders. And basically what you do is you have students like have this neat little binder and you check it like I think it was however often you check it. But I would often forget to to check the notebook. I didn't know what I was checking for. It was a whole disaster out here. And so really by the end of the first quarter, I was like, you know what, y'all, scratch the notebook. We just gonna do a 5-subject spiral and we just gonna take notes in that. So in a folder. That's it. That's all we're gonna do. But I tried it for a while and it wasn't working because I was trying to be like somebody else. And even though we are both great teachers, we do it differently. And we have different gifts and strengths that we bring to the table, and we want to we leverage those in the classroom. But when I was trying to be like someone else, it didn't work out well. It was, it was awkward. It didn't feel the best because I was not being me. My thoughts are that when we are not operating in our gift, and I'm not talking about a job. That's not what I'm talking about. Because it's my belief that everyone that is sent to this earth has a divine destiny, calling, a gift that you can do like no one else can do. Like even though I have my hands in all the things that I do, even though math, like you see, mathly is a big thing that I do. But really, to me, it's about building the confidence and self-efficacy of people through the things that I do, through storytelling, through math, through all these other things. I feel like that's my gift. That's why I love this blog, storytelling, to help people live in their greatness. That's what it's all about for me. When we're not operating that, it's just like I was trying to manage all the paperwork because I was not operating in my gift. So I have some questions and just some tips to think about as you explore your own gift. Are you honoring that? Number one, no one can say it or do it like you. That's the thing that often is your gift. So think about it. Philip and I are both teachers. We're both teachers, but we do it very differently in our own unique ways and leverage our strengths. And a lot of times what I sometimes hear from people is like, well, who's going to want to listen to me? There's like 1,000 people out here doing this thing, right? There's 1,000 motivational speakers. There's 1,000 people who make cupcakes. There's 1,000 people who do that, but there's no one that can do it like you, boo. Nobody. Because there's something unique that you have to offer. I heard one time someone said that they may have heard the message 50 times, but they can only hear from you, And, as I said before, when we don't live in our gift, we're actually being selfish because someone needs what we have to say in the way that we say it. Yeah, there are a million people that do it, but I just heard it from you and that resonates with me. So the thing that is you, no one can do it like you. Number two, what are you drawn to? And think about the thing that you can do. Like it's like time just flies by when you do that thing. I know for me, it's personal growth and development. I love listening to podcasts about growth. I love reading different books. Like it's almost obsessive to me, just learning. I'm obsessed with how can I grow and how can I be better. it's fascinating to me. But I'm also really fascinated with storytelling. That's why I love social media. I loved working my sister's campaign and other people's campaign, because it's like telling the unique story about somebody that is beyond like a flyer. It's like, ooh, this person is so exciting. Like, oh my gosh, like just telling that story is very compelling to me. So that's why I love this blog. Storytelling. I feel like it's my jam. But just think about what are you drawn to? What feels like time is like non-existent when you do this thing? And the next thing is, if you're unclear about that, is look back on your life's trajectory. Sometimes that can lead you to what that thing that is your gift. This book that I've been reading called Mastery, they talk a lot about that. In the very beginning of the book, they said, if you want to know what you are sent here to master, so look back on your life. Your life has left you clues along the way to say, oh yes, we guiding you here to this thing. You know, I look back on my life. I was a quiet kid. You know, when I tell people that, they be like, girl, goodbye. You weren't quiet, because I run my mouth all the time now. But I was very shy as a kid. But once I think back on my life, like becoming a point guard, I had to speak, because if I want to get on the floor, I had to learn how to talk. Then like even as a classroom teacher, like even though like I had to motivate 15-year-olds to want to do math. Like that's half the battle. I've been motivational speaking since 2009, because that's what I had to do as a basketball coach. Still trying to motivate people to be like, okay, let's get excited, let's go get. So I've been doing the thing that I love to do now. You know, it was on different platform, but it still has led me here, because I've been doing the same thing since 2009 on different platforms, still motivating people to be inspired to do that. So life is you probably, if you're unclear about that, like look back on your life trajectory, because it's evidence all along the way to say like, oh yeah, girl, you've been doing this. Oh yeah, son, you've been doing this. So just take a step back down memory lane. Number 3, you may say, you know what, Fitz? I have no idea what my life's purpose is. I don't know what it is. I don't know what my gift that I should be honoring. That's okay. Test different things out. And I have done a billion things. I'm sure that anyone that has followed my business and all things, I just tried different things out. You know, I was like, oh, I like that. Let me see if that'll work. You know, at one point I thought I wanted to open a school. I realized I didn't want to do that, but I had to test it out and see if it was something that I actually wanted to do. At the end of the day, it all came back to speaking. I was talking to Katrina, aka Silent Assassin. She told me 6 years ago, she said, I see you speaking on stages. That she told me. And I started on that path, and I went a whole bunch of different directions. I started doing consulting, which I enjoy that too. I started doing a lot of different things, but at the end of the day, this all came back to 6 years ago in the speaking. When I started out on this journey, it's come back to it, because I feel like that's my gift. Storytelling, building people's confidence, self-efficacy through storytelling. But I had to test the different things to figure it out. You know, number 4, you will know it when you're there. I don't think anyone can answer this question for you. I think you will know it. You will feel it in your body. Like when I am on a stage and I am sharing a message that could possibly change the trajectory of someone's life, I get chills on my body. I do, every single time. Like I think about even as a classroom teacher, it wasn't that I was just up there teaching math. Like I wanted you to see yourself and say, you know what? If I can do math, what else can I do? But I remember before they had that semester, before they would have the end of year test, I would create a speech and I would give it to them right before the test. And I would come up with a different theme every single year. I go see every single one of my classes right before they took the test, and I gave them a compelling message to say, listen, I believe in you, let's do this. You know, but I remember the chills in my body all the way back then, since 2009. So when you are there, life is leaves you clues like we talked about before. You're going to know it. You're going to know when you are in your gift. And then the last thing I say, your gift, I think your gift and your purpose can change over time. You know, throughout. I think as you grow and evolve, it could change. Like, you know, like I'm focused on this at this time. It could be something else, you know. So that's okay. Just be flexible. The gift, I think it can change based on how you change as you evolve. So thank y'all for tuning in and doing those mental push-ups. And again, I say to you, are you honoring the gift? Are you honoring the gift, friends? Because you are sent here to do something dynamic, great, and fantastic, and nobody can do it like you. So step into your greatness and do the thing that you were sent here to do, because the world needs to hear that message from you. So get out there this week and do those mental push-ups. And as I always say, be bold, be brave, and most importantly, friends, be you. And I'm out.